I started using nicotine products in August of 2022, senior year of high school. And the reason I started was because my friends were doing it, so I was like, wait, let me try this. When I first started using it, I just did it because I was like, oh, this is fun, it's cool. And I feel like now it's just like something I just would regularly make sure I have with me. Like if you were to have your cell phone, that's me with my vape. I would like to think that vaping is just a habit while I'm in college, but I have a feeling it's going to be a rough time quitting because I've been doing it for so long. I would consider myself addicted to nicotine. I could not control my usage, to be honest. In my brain, I'm always like, oh, I can quit whenever I want, but I cannot. The type of nicotine product I use is an e-cigarette Vuse, and I used it every day, every hour. I have used other nicotine products. I have tried the little pouches that you put in your mouth, the Zen pouches. They just make me throw up because they make your mouth water. I have tried cigarettes before, not as a cigarette smoker, but as a fun little cigarette when I'm out on the town, and those don't taste good. I counted when I had the disposable flavored ones that you don't refill with pods, and I had 27 of those after a year of doing it before I came to college. And the Vuse body I have, I'll throw it away when I try to quit, and I think I've gone through about 10 of those because I'll just buy a new one. I am 20 years old, and how I get my vaping products is I will either ask my friends that are of age to go in for me, or I will go in and try to buy them myself and pray they don't ask to see an ID. I've walked into a few gas stations and I asked them for Vuse pods, and they asked me to see my ID, in which I decided to look around my pockets and be like, oh wait, I must have left it at home, I'm so sorry. And they're like, oh, you gotta go. So smoke shops normally will ask for an ID, and there are on rare occasions that gas stations will just be like, yeah, sure, if I look the age. I think because I am underage, my experience is different from people who are of age because there's so many other options that they have access to, and it's easier for them to go somewhere and see the options. Whereas for me, if I'm sending someone in, I have to know exactly what I'm getting, and I can't be like, oh, browse around. I go through so many pods, it's not even funny. So you can buy pods in 1-pack, 2, or 4-packs, and I normally get the 2-pack. And if I bought them on, say, Friday night before going out, I'd have to buy pods Tuesday morning. And the pods for a 2-pack are normally $18. So if I'm buying roughly 2 2-packs in a week, that's a lot of money. Physically, there's a small buzz that I get from the nicotine product because I've been doing it for so long. It doesn't really do that very often anymore. And emotionally, it just is kind of like a baby blanket, which is terrible to say, but makes me feel calm. When I'm drinking, I have to have a full pod, or make sure if I have a low one, I have one on standby, because when I'm drinking, the usage of my nicotine goes up so much because I'm just keep hitting it, keep hitting it, keep hitting it. And if I don't have another pod on standby when I'm drinking, I get very angry. I would say in general, I use it for stress or pressure all the time. When it comes to academics, during finals week especially, I use it so much, it's not okay. When I'm in class, the cravings are really high because I just want to have it with me all the time, so there'll be times where I will leave class to go hit my vape. I realized when I was going through finals week that it was to the point where if I didn't have it in my hand constantly, I'd have such anxiety and I'd be so moody. I think I went through so much of my Vuse pods during finals week. Overall, I feel that nicotine has harmed my academic performance because there are moments where I should be doing my schoolwork or I should be focusing on an assignment, and all I want to do in that moment is just go somewhere and hit my vape, but I can't do that. My family does not currently know that I vape, although they have caught me with a vape 4 different times. Initially, their reaction to me vaping was just questioning why I would do this and why I was intentionally harming my body. They were not very happy at all. A lot of people that I spend my time with don't have a vape actually. They will use mine on occasion. So it's kind of like I am the one person that has one and everyone will use it. A lot of my friends recently in the past year have quit because they're starting to realize the long-term effects they can have on you. I'd say like there's a small portion that I'm like, okay, maybe I should join them. I have thought of the long-term effects of vaping. I'm seeing more and more videos every day on my social media of what can happen to you in the future, and that does kind of scare me. I'm not sure exactly like the extent of what it can do besides messing up my lungs, but that's kind of the main thing I worry about. The thing that holds me back from quitting is the beginning process of when you initially start to quit, because it can take such a toll on your body when you start taking this out of your everyday life. I've tried to quit multiple times actually. The longest I've went without it is like a week, but I would say it just makes me feel so like out of touch. I'm way more emotional. My appetite is like absolutely gone. My sinuses drain more and my coughing is so terrible. I can't stop jittering. I just move all the time, and it's like the one thing I want to do is just hit the vape. So it becomes really difficult when you're trying to stop because that's the only thing on your mind, and you used to do it all the time and now it's just completely cut out of your daily lifestyle and schedule. The positive things that I felt when I do try to quit is that I realized, okay, I don't need this nicotine anymore, and it's so nice not having to rely on something that I have to plug in and refill all the time. It also just makes me feel more confident that I'm not almost a grown man walking around with a little baby vape in my hand. There are a lot of products actually that I feel would help people quitting. They are hard to come by sometimes. I know my friend once was on a trip and she saw these nicotine-less vapes that are just, I don't know exactly what it was, but it is like the same thing as hitting a vape. You still get smoke, but it's like infused essential oils and not actual nicotine, so it's not harmful to you. But it still gives you that feeling of having your vape in your hand and hitting it. My friend offered to get me one, and at that time I was still new to vaping, and I was like, why would I quit? I just started. I think that nicotine use is so common amongst college students because when we were all in high school, I know that's when majority of people started. Back then it was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool, you have to try this. And then you get addicted, and then it just like carries on and you don't think to stop. Or you're like, oh, well I can do it, and you justify it by saying everyone else in college is gonna do it. I think it would be easier for students to quit vaping or avoid even starting if we had like some kind of media on the extents of what can happen to you. Like, not just like to scare us, but like studies from actual people who have gone through vaping and what they're facing now. I would say that K-State's resources about vaping and nicotine could be amazing, but I personally have never stumbled upon them or heard about them. I do feel that K-State could be more proactive about reaching out to students because I feel like a lot of times students won't reach out first. So it kind of comes to the point where K-State has to take that first step. If I could go back to before I started using nicotine, I would change it all completely. I would never pick that little vape up. I would cut the usage out completely and not even think about it.